We have witnessed unparalleled prosperity since World War II, and we implicitly assume it will continue. But is this really the case? Does God guarantee our standard of living? Wealth with Purpose is an innovative financial education organization that combines the wisdom of the Bible with practical courses designed to train and empower Christian people on how to manage money wisely and live in harmony with the Word of God. Visit our website to learn more about our Wealth with Purpose courses today.
Hi and welcome to this episode of Interviews with Insight. My name's Alex Cook and today I'm very pleased to be interviewing Anna Wood of Crusaders. Crusaders is a youth organisation that seeks to proclaim the gospel to students of Australia. Well, thanks for your time today, Anna. If you could just give us a bit of an insight into Crusaders and what it is that you're trying to achieve.
Sure. Crusaders is a Christian youth organisation. It's a non-profit interdenominational organisation whose mission is to share Jesus with a new generation. So we're all about reaching, winning, training, discipling and sending out young people to reach their peers for Christ.
Fantastic. Can you tell me then, how important then is money to what you're trying to achieve here at Crusaders?
Yeah, look, money is obviously essential. Many things are essential to ministry. I think probably predominantly is God's blessing. So we're very prayerful in everything we do. But obviously in order to do activities you need funds. And so raising money is a big part of what we do, and encouraging Christian people to open up their hearts and really show that they have a passion for kingdom work is something that we enjoy.
What would you say are the issues or issue that keeps you awake at night?
Look, God has been very gracious to this organisation. We was formed in 1930 and every year he seems to come through with the funds. I guess the biggest thing that concerns me is whether or not we stay on track gospel-wise. So we've managed to do that for 83 years and we want to continue doing that. So that's one thing that kind of keeps me awake at night. But the second thing would be getting the funds that we need in order to continue the ministry. But the word tells us not to worry, not to be anxious, and to give everything to God. So we try to do that and depend on His generosity.
Great. Do you find any differences in support amongst the generations? Do you find there's a difference between the younger givers and the older givers? Not just so much in the amount, but also in terms of the attitudes towards giving.
Look, I think we're a bit unique in that sense. I know a lot of ministries find it difficult because their donor base is quite old, and so they're worried that they're all going to start dying out. Whereas with Crusaders, because we're a youth ministry, we have a lot of young people leading on our camps. They see the impact that that's having on the campers. They see kids coming to Christ, they get excited, they get passionate about that, and they're willing to put their money where their mouth is and to support that ministry because they just see the benefit.
What message would you like to hear from churches about supporting parachurch organisations like Crusaders is concerned?
Okay, well I think, churches are all about bringing people into the kingdom and helping them to live a life of service. And that's what Crusaders and other Christian ministries are all about as well. And the church is a fantastic thing for nurturing believers. Lots of parachurch organisations are fantastic for actually reaching out and going where the people are in order to bring them back into the churches. So I'd love churches to see parachurch organisations as a wonderful vehicle in which they can gain from the outreach programs that these places run. So Crusaders are often feeding kids that have become Christians on camps into churches. And so we'd like to see that as a partnership, and as such we would love for ministers to be much more aggressive in helping their congregations to see that spending money on ministry is a brilliant thing that they can be doing and should be their #1 priority. So I would just love to see ministers encouraging their congregations to be more generous and to be cheerful about it, not just to the parish, but also outside of the parish to other organisations that are doing a great job for God.
Is there anything you can do to link up the kids after school, after camps to the churches? Is there something that's operating there?
Yeah, so at the end of every single camp, we get the campers to fill out a survey. And on that survey, they have the opportunity to tell us if they've become a Christian, if they want to join a youth group, if they want more information. If they tick one of those things, we're very keen to keep them involved and to grow them in their new journey. And so there's a couple of things that we do. We contact the local churches and we let them know that there have been some children in their area that have made this commitment. It's become a little bit difficult in terms of privacy now, in terms of handing over details. So we have to rely on the leaders of those children on camps to get those leaders to funnel those children into appropriate churches, which they're doing a good job of. But the other thing about Crusaders is that we run Christian groups in schools at lunchtimes. And so we encourage those campers to start going along to those groups where they can be discipled and they can grow in their newfound faith.
Do you have a favourite Bible passage or quote that inspires you for your work here at Crusaders?
Yeah, we do actually. We have a theme verse, which is Psalm 78 verse 4. We will tell the next generation the praiseworthy deeds of the Lord. And that's what we're all about, letting young people know about Jesus. But the other verse that I particularly love and I gain comfort from as a fundraising director is Ephesians 3:20, which is that God can do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. And he proves that over and over again for us in providing for our needs.
During tough economic periods, and certainly the last couple of years have been so for most countries around the world, what experience have you had as an organisation in terms of the level of support through those tougher periods?
Yeah. Certainly we've seen people feel the pinch during the GFC. We've had a few people have to pull out of their monthly giving commitments because they just have lost their jobs or they just can't afford it anymore. So that's been hard for us and obviously very hard for them. But one of the things that has been quite heartening are the number of people who have said, look, I am going through tough times, but my first priority is God and my first priority is seeing others come to know him. And that is fantastic and that is how it should be.
How important do you think it is to Jesus how he actually handle our money?
I think how we handle money is a signifier of where our heart is at. And obviously where our heart is at is what Jesus is all about. So what you love is evidenced in what you spend on a lot of the time. And I think that if we're cheerful givers and we want to see others come to know and love Jesus, then we will happily be putting a lot of our money into kingdom work. And if that's not our highest priority, then we'll probably look at our budget and see that, yeah, it's reflected there too, that it's not our highest priority.
What message would you like to give to our viewers as far as supporting organisations like Crusaders?
We need you. We need you very much. Obviously God is sovereign and he provides for his kingdom work, but he actually uses people. And so I would just really try to recommend to people that whatever they're passionate about, there's going to be a different area of God's ministry on this earth that they're passionate about. For people who are involved with Crusaders, they're interested in local ministry. They're interested in seeing Aussie kids come to know and love Jesus and be trained for a lifetime of service. If they're passionate about that, then give and give generously. I would recommend that people look at 2 or 3 different Christian ministries and support them well, rather than maybe spreading themselves thinly across too many.
What message would you like to give to people about the power that money has to impact people's lives and win them for Jesus Christ?
Look, I don't think you can underestimate the impact that money has on enabling ministry to go forward. Unfortunately, the reality of life is that there's salaries to pay, there's Bibles to buy, everything costs money. But every single dollar, rather than being disconnected from your dollar, try and be engaged with the organisation that you want to support. Find out what's going on. Hear the frontline stories of kids becoming Christians and making decisions, and you know, it's just so encouraging, and it helps you to see that you are actually a fundamental part of the work. You're not somebody who's just sitting in the background. You might by day be an accountant, but actually if you're giving to Crusaders, you're an accountant and an evangelist at the same time.
Thanks for your time today, Anna. Much appreciated.